ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 ओम नमः शिवाय।
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 गुरु ब्रह्मा
गुरु ब्रह्मा
गुरु विष्णु
गुरु विष्णु
गुरुदेवो
गुरुदेवो
महेश्वरः
महेश्वरः
गुरु साक्षात्
गुरु साक्षात्
परब्रह्म
परब्रह्म
तस्मै श्री
तस्मै श्री
गुरवे नमः।
गुरवे नमः।
ध्यानमूलं
ध्यानमूलं
गुरोर्मूर्तिः
गुरोर्मूर्तिः
पूजामूलं
पूजामूलं
गुरोर्पदं
गुरोर्पदं
मन्त्रमूलं
मन्त्रमूलं
गुरोर्वाक्यं
गुरोर्वाक्यं
मोक्षमूलं
मोक्षमूलं
गुरुकृपा
गुरुकृपा
आत्मदर्शनम्
आत्मदर्शनं
ब्रह्मदर्शनं
ब्रह्मदर्शनं
आत्मदर्शनं
आत्मदर्शनं
ब्रह्मदर्शनं
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 सत्यदर्शनं
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 हरिः ओम्।
हरि ओम।
श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः।
श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः।
हरिः ओम्।
हरि ओम।
Slowly open your eyes. ಯಾವ ವಿಷಯ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು? What topic should I talk? What topic should I take up? Any questions are there? I can answer. Lata, any questions? Any what topic you want me to speak?
Actually, I always have a doubt.
Huh?
I always have a doubt.
You have a doubt?
That, whether God really exists, or we are just thinking that whatever is beyond our control, whatever is not in our control, we are assuming it to be God.
Okay. So the question is, does God really exist? Or God is our concept for explaining things which we can't control? Okay, that's one question. Anybody else? Is this of interest to everybody, or I can take up this question? So the question is, God really exists, or God is our concept for explaining things which we cannot control, or blaming. Okay, if everything goes fine, I did it. If something is going wrong, why God, oh God, why did you do this to me? Like some blaming somebody. Is that God? Or is that God is something which okay, I want some money, please give. Okay, I want promotion from promotion from my husband. Good marks for my daughter. So is it God is a sort of ATM machine which can keep giving what you want? Or is it God a concept? Okay, is the question. Now the concept of God itself varies from culture to culture. Different cultures have different concepts of God. If you go to Jews, actually Jews are the original race from which Christianity and Islam came. The concept of God there is a old man sitting there up in somewhere heaven, who is ready to punish anybody if you do a mistake. Okay, God is somebody who punishes. He is one concept of God. If you come to Hinduism or Sanatana Dharma, the God in the early ancient literature is called Brahman. Okay, supreme reality. And Agni, Vayu, Indra, they are all energies or powers of God which is worshipped. So the later part of time, we started worshipping gods like Shiva, Ganesha, then Devis, various other gods. The concept of God itself will keep on changing over time. So there are two aspects of God. One is God, the concept of God which is created by human mind for our aspirations, our convenience. We have some aspect of God in our mind. It's based on the culture and society. So if if you are living here and you go to some other culture, the concept of God may be very different. But as per the Sanatana Dharma, the question is whether God exists. The answer is existence is God. The question is does God exist? The answer is the other way. Whatever exists is God. Okay. So now if you are looking for God of your concept, there's no such thing. What exists as reality is God. Now the existence, it's very difficult for the human mind to comprehend because it is so infinite. We are not able to comprehend the vastness and depth of creation, depth of existence. So for that, we give some form and name and call that as God. That's our mental concept. Now let us look at the question of existence is God. What is existence? Whatever exists, the reality behind that is God. So for example, do you know you exist? How do you know you exist?
There's a form, physical form.
The physical form is there, but even the physical, you know that there's a physical form, but you know that existence, you have a physical form. Okay? You have a physical form and you know that you have a physical form. So that means there is a knower. Okay? So this knower in us is God. Okay? Knower in us is called God. Okay? To qualify something as God, there are some requirements. What are the requirements? One is that it should be universal in nature. Okay? So something here in India, something here in Pakistan or Africa or anywhere, there should not be variation in that. So there should be fundamental. Like for example, space is in India and space in Pakistan, they are same. So same thing to qualify as God, everything, wherever it is, it should be same. Okay. Second thing is, it should be something eternal in nature. Okay. So third thing is about God is whatever happens, whatever past, present and future, it should not be affected, because something which is creation is there to run and sustain. The force behind that is not affected by the creation. So now look at yourself. Okay. If I ask the question, do you exist? Your answer is yes, I exist. Let us say you are in a dark room. There's no light anywhere. There's no light anywhere. In that dark room, if I ask you a question, is there a chair? What is your answer? I don't know. It may be there, it may not be there. If there is a table, if I ask you, I don't know whether it's there or not there. Anything if I ask, you say, I don't know whether it's there or not. I need a light to say. Now if I ask you a question, are you there? Then I need a torch to find out whether I am there. No, I need a light to find out whether I am there. So do you say that? Why? Huh? For you to say my existence is there, you don't need any other light, any other proof. So your awareness of yourself is self-evident for you. It doesn't require. No, you don't exist. If I say, you will not agree, because that doesn't require a proof. Anything else requires a proof. So that about your existence, you don't have a question. But about existence of something, you need a light. That in you, which knows I exist, is called God. Okay? Why it is called God? Because for that there is no other proof is required. Self-evident. That awareness is self-evident. I exist. So that's why the God is called light of the lights. Self-awareness is the primary criteria. For anything to be aware, the self-awareness should exist. And self-awareness cannot be there because something else is there. Self-awareness is primary. So that primary thing in you is called God. Now that self-awareness in you, self-awareness in me, self-awareness in somebody, self-awareness in some animal is not different. It is there in every being, which qualifies as a universality. It doesn't depend on any culture or any language. Okay. So let us be a little bit more clear. You have a body, a mind, and intellect. There is a body, there is a mind, there is an intellect. The role of the body is to perform actions. I go, I walk, I eat. Right? The body is used for actions. Mind is used for feelings and emotions. Okay. Intellect is used for thinking. So there is three aspects of you: actions, feelings, thoughts. Right? This is what you call as yourself: actions, feelings, thoughts. So if I call you as three aspects of you, you are a thinker, you are an experiencer, feeler, and you are a doer. Thinker, experiencer, and doer. Right? Thinker, experiencer, and doer is what you are. But what you miss out is, what you miss out is the knower of thinking, knower of doing, knower of experiencing. So there are four dimensions of you: the thinker, the experiencer, the doer, and the knower. Right? Thinker, experiencer, doer, and the knower. Now, if you walk, if somebody walks, that particular body alone walks. If somebody eats sweet and experiences it, the mind of that person is experiencing it, enjoy it. And somebody is thinking it, it is that person's intellect is thinking. But the knower in all of these is common. One knower exists in all of these. Okay? So the knower is what is called God. The God has two aspects. One is self-awareness, awareness of existence, and ability to know anything else. Awareness is God, and awareness has the ability to be aware of something else. Awareness is and awareness of. Okay? So this is the primary part of our existence. Thinker, doer, experiencer, knower. Knower knows himself and knows anything else also. If the knower is not there, the body is there, doer, nothing will happen. The mind is there, but knower is not there, nothing will happen. Knower is not there, thinking is there, nothing will happen. The knower is the primary. Okay? So you have to know the difference between the knower, thinker, enjoyer, and doer. So what are you really? Are you all these three? Or are you one of these? Are you a doer? Are you an enjoyer? Are you a thinker?
I am the knower.
Are you a knower?
I am the knower doing all.
So what are you? He says, I am the knower doing all the things. So what are you? What about you are not a doer?
I'm the knower. I know that I am doing all these things.
So there are two aspects of you. I am the knower aspect, and I am doer, I am thinker, I am actor, I am enjoyer. Okay? Okay? Is the distinction clear? So now let us go to next step. Let us distinguish between what you are and what you have. Okay? So this is the glass. I have the glass. Okay? I am not the glass. I have the glass. I am not the glass. Is it very clear? What I have, I am not that. Alright? So, let us take one step further. Just repeat with me. I have a body,
I have a body.
that's why
That's why
I am not the body.
I am not the body.
What I have is I am not. That's the principle. I have a body, that's why I am not the body. I have a mind, repeat. I have a mind, that's why
That's why
I am not the mind.
I am not the mind.
I have the intellect,
I have the intellect.
that's why
That's why
I am not the intellect.
I am not the intellect.
So we have to avoid the confusion between what I have and what I am. So I am the knower of all these three. Okay. So there is a distinction between what you have and what you are. So coming to the question of God, is there a God? Yes, the knower is God. You as the knower is God. Because that knower doesn't change from any one person to other person. That is the universal principle. Okay? So, for your question, is there God? I'll ask the question, are you there? If the answer is yes, there it is God. The knower aspect of you is called God. The doer, thinker and experiencer aspect of you is what you have, but what you are, it's not what you are. Okay? So the God, what we speak of, has three aspects. What you call Sat, Chit, Ananda. Okay? So that is the basic primary definition of God. So now let me ask the question, knower aspect of you is there all the time? In waking state, if I ask you a question, are you there? You say yes. In dreaming state, are you there? In deep sleep, are you there?
Yes.
How do you know you are there? How do you know? In deep sleep, you don't know what is outside, what is inside. Alright? Let's say you go anesthesia. Your doctor gives a anesthesia to you, general anesthesia. You go into coma. So then, is the knower aspect there?
Physically not.
What physically? Knower aspect is not physical at all.
Actually, referring to the anesthetic body state,
Huh.
it doesn't exist.
What? Knower doesn't exist?
As far as the body after anesthesia given is not there.
It is there all the time, even in deep sleep.
Even if
Ah.
We
it
know
is
we are
there.
there.
Okay. In deep sleep, okay, the mind is silent, the body is silent, the intellect is silent. The thinker, the experiencer, the doer, all of them are switched off. Okay? Like your washing machine is switched off, like TV is switched off, the thinker, the doer and experiencer is switched off. Okay? Knower alone exists. So then when you wake up from deep sleep, you say, oh, I had a wonderful sleep. You say. Then I will ask you a question, What happened during that sleep? I don't know, yeah. Nothing was there. I just blanked out. So peaceful sleep. In this state also, you were there. Others, what happened to you? Okay? If you are not there, then when you wake up as somebody else. There is something which is continuity in you, which is not the doer, not the thinker, not the experiencer, which is continuously in deep sleep also, in coma also. That is the knower. Does knower know anything at that point of time? Knower knows that there is nothing else. No objects are there, it knows. So the God is there as a continuous thread in your three states of existence. What is that? Waking, sleep, and deep sleep, and you are perhaps in the coma as a knower. Okay? The knower knows himself or herself and knows anything else also. If something is there, you'll know. So when the experiencer is there, experience is switched off, doer is switched off, then thinker is switched off, nothing to know. Okay? But you experience lot of peace when in deep sleep. That knower experiences peace in deep sleep. That is called Ananda, bliss. So characteristic of God is one is knower and bliss. The third aspect is anything happens to your body, the knower doesn't disappear. Okay? You are in a coma or deep sleep or okay, whatever state. The knower in all the states remains. Knower doesn't change. Knower is eternal reality. Okay? In all the states. So what are the three aspects of God now? Eternal reality, it's called Sat. Consciousness called Chit. And state of bliss called Ananda. And these three are your own nature also. No, I am depressed. Who is depressed? Please tell me, who is depressed? The experiencer is depressed. The mind is depressed. Are you getting what I am saying? The mind is depressed. No, I am depressed, you say. The experiencer is depressed. But you are making a logical and grammatical error. What is the grammatical error? What you have, you are confusing with what you are. So you have a washing machine. Okay? Washing machine is not working. So you say, I am not working. True, you can't wash your clothes. But to say logically, I am not working is wrong. Your car is not, you are not able to drive. Because car is not working. Then you cannot say, I have gone bad, I am faulty, I need a repair. Okay, why? There you are very clear what you are and what you have. But when you are coming to the body, you confuse what you are with what you have. Do you confuse it like this all the time? Do you know you have a body or you know you are a body? Huh? I have a body pain here. What is it? I have a body pain. Okay? This is my body, you say. Alright? You say this is my body. But when you say this is my body, which means it belongs to me. I have a body. But for practical purposes, you start behaving and using that what you have as yourself. Do you understand the error? No, not clear. Okay. So, this is my This is the finger. Correct? This is the finger. I have a finger, right? Now, is I am the finger? I have the finger and I am the finger, there is a difference. Okay. I have a body and I am the body, is there a difference? Huh? What is the difference? Not clear. It's not clear or not?
It's not clear.
Okay. So what happens is many times we confuse what I have with what I am. Okay. The body is what I have. Tomorrow the body becomes old and body can die. But nothing happens to me because I am not the body. I have a body. I change the body. Okay. Now if you say that I am the body, when the body dies, you also die. That means no more existence for you. Alright? Like this finger is there. This finger is cut off. Then I don't exist because I have a finger and I am the finger. They are very different. So we need to know what I am and what I have. What I am is called God in Sanatana Dharma. Okay. So now you will ask me what about the gods in temples? What about the gods in all these puja rooms? Okay. So they are, God is that no one in you is not for you alone. It is a universal. No one in me, no one in her, no one in him, no one in somebody else is the same knower. One knower existing in all. That's why it's called God. Okay. The nature of God is Sat, Chit, Ananda. So more and more you have to become clear what you are and what you have. You have a doer, you have an experiencer, and you have a thinker. But you are the knower of experiencer, doer, thinker. This distinction should be there. That knower is called God. Any questions? Alright? The distinction is what you have and what you are. Our problem is what we have, we start confusing with the what I am. Somebody brought a new car and another car scratched. That fellow scratched me. He scratched you, is it? When did you become car? Huh? Somebody failed in the examination. I am finished here. Alright? You became an examination, you became a paper and you are finished. Right? So we start mixing up with what I have with what I am. What you have, even if all of that goes, still what I am doesn't matter. Okay? I have a finger. Tomorrow this finger goes off, still I am there. Tomorrow hand goes off, still I am there. Tomorrow body goes off, still I am there. So like that, I am and I have, we have to be different. I am is an eternal principle. I am is a knowing principle. I am is the awareness principle. Never mix up I am and I have. Okay. So now let us go back to other religions. There was a saint in Christianity, what's his name? That the guy who gave 10 commandments. Moses. Moses went to a sacred mountain. I think it's called Mount Arafat. I'm not very sure. He went to a sacred mountain. On that sacred mountain, there was a big fire, very divine fire. And in that fire, the 10 commandments were visible. thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not do something like that. 10 commandments appeared. So Moses realized that these are the commandments which are given to the humankind by God. Then he asked the fire, okay, who are you? Okay. These commandments are from God. I understand you represent God. If people ask me, who has given this commandment? You please tell me. Then the fire replies, go and tell them that I am that I am. My name is I am that I am. What kind of name is that? I am that I am. What kind of name is this? I am that I am. This is the name of God. Okay? In Old Testament of Bible. So this name is actually called in Jewish literature, it's called Jehovah. Jehovah means I am. Okay? So the I am in you, the I am in me, the I am in Muslims, I am in Christians is that I am principle called Jehovah, which is called God. Because I am principle doesn't vary. That I am is knowing principle and awareness principle. Jehovah. Okay. In that we in our Sanatana Dharma, what they say? Aham Brahmasmi. I am is Brahma. Brahma means supreme reality. Huh? Tatvamasi is to tell somebody else. Aham is I am Brahman. So now when you understand this I am, you understand God. It is not only for India, it is universal in nature because Judaism is a base religion for Islam and Christianity. I am Brahman, I am supreme reality, I am God is the concept, is the reality. Now this we should not mix up with the I am body, I am mind, I am intellect. I have a body, I have a mind, I have intellect. So in reality, okay, what it turns out to be that the God has a body, the God has a mind, God has an intellect which he uses. Okay. Now coming to gods, what we worship: Shiva, Ganesha, Venkatramana, Lakshmi, Narayana. What are they? That I am principle manifests in everything. That I am principle has different powers and expressions. For example, you are a mother, you are a wife, okay, you are a daughter, you are a worker. So one you expresses as many, and in each one aspect of you comes out. So the same one divine power, when it expresses itself as intellect, that power is called Ganesha. Why Ganesha has that form? We'll explain that later. The same one power which expresses as the wealth in the world, it's called Lakshmi. Same one power expresses as destroyer of different aspects in the world is called Shiva. The manifestation and expression of that divine power is worship, because that I am principle itself cannot be worshipped. You cannot do it because it cannot be, only expressions can be worshipped, not the principle itself. The God I am principle can be realized, okay, as your own inner self, as your own nature, but cannot be worshipped. What can be worshipped is the power of God. Through the power of God, we constantly remember that one behind the many, the supreme reality. Because one behind the many cannot be seen or expressed, but you can experience it as what I am. That I am in you is called God. Okay. So now your question is, does God really exist? Yes, existence is God. Where is God? You are God. When you differentiate between what you have and what you are, the fundamental principle in you is God. So now what is the question? Right? So this all concept of God, we are being cluttered through puja, through stories, the novels, books. We have to go back to the real clarity about God, which our Upanishads and Veda explain. Even Christianity and Islam, you have to go back to the roots of Christianity and Islam, which is called Jehovah. Jehovah means I am. The principle, I am principle in everybody is called God. If you negate that I am principle, then nothing exists. Nothing you can speak of. Existence, the foundation of existence is that I am principle. Foundation of existence is called the God. That is the consciousness. And without consciousness, nothing exists. So God is the foundation of everything. Right? Anybody has a question? Does it make sense what I said? Huh? Salpa. Okay. What aspect you are missing?
Suddenly you are making people realize that you are God. That is becoming a bit.
No. If you are considering yourself as a body, I'll say you have God in you. If you say I am the body, then I say God is in you, I'll say. Okay. If you understand that I have a body, I am not the body, then I'll say you are God. The question is what you are speaking of.
Finally, there is this concept that
Conscience.
conscious of our sense.
What is the question?
I mean, is that the conscience that makes you are God?
No. Thinking about God is the thinker. So I told you there are three aspects of you, right? The doer, the experiencer, and thinker. So none of this is God.
Is that the I in us, the Atma or the soul?
Yes, the I in you is Atma.
So when we are sitting in front of God,
Huh.
what should we actually pray?
So if
Our ultimate question was that. Came the other way.
so, I'll come to your question. Before that, I'll answer your this thing, right? So, the consciousness in you is God. Okay. Now, if you say I am a body, then I'll say you have a consciousness. No, that is God. If you understand that you are consciousness, then I'll say you are God. So now the question is, what is your identity? Right? So you have many identities, right? You are a wife, you are a mother, okay? You are a daughter. So which is real you?
ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಹೌದು
Huh?
ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಹೌದು ಮೊದಲು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಹೋಗೋದು ವೈಫ್ ಹೋಗೋದು ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಹೌದು
ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೌದು. ಆದರೆ ಅವು ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ರೋಲ್. ರೋಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಮದರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಎ ಡಾಟರ್. ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಡಾಟರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಎ ಮದರ್. ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡ್ ವೈಫ್. Now with respect to if you remove, what are you? Huh?
I am ever.
Okay, so you look at like this, please. Okay, you use this sentence. I am wife with respect to husband. Okay, I am daughter with respect to mother. I am mother with respect to daughter. So what is common in all these? I am. That's what you are. Everything else is with reference to, with a relative.
ಈಗ
That I am in you is called God, and that I am in you is the consciousness, Chaitanya.
ಈಗ ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ನೋಡುವಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ದೇವರಿದ್ದಾನೆ.
ಹಾ, ಹಾ, ಹಾ.
ಈಗ ನೋಡೋದಲ್ಲ, ಅಯ್ಯ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಿಯರ್,
ಅರಿವಿನಲ್ಲಿ, awareness.
ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್, ಸಿಯರ್,
Seer.
ಸಿಯರ್.
Okay. So that is called consciousness. That I am is the basis. Then only when I am is there, something else comes. That something else is relative, but I am is absolute. That I am is called God, and that is consciousness. Once that I am goes from your body is dead. Okay, that's called Atma. That I am. That Atma is God. Atma is part of Paramatma. That's called God. Are you clear? So now, if you ask me, I'll say God is in you. Then you start closing your eyes. God is in my heart. Okay. I saw a light there. That not light is not God. That I am is God. Okay. That I am principle goes from your body is dead. Nothing remains. The thinker, the doer, and experiencer gone. Okay. Are you clear? So don't mix up word called consciousness and conscience. Conscience is different from consciousness.
Can you please explain?
Yeah. I stole some money from his pocket. Chocolate. You don't have it. Okay. I stole chocolate from his pocket. Then something in me hurts. I should not have done that. I should not have done that. Okay. That's called conscience. Okay. It's not consciousness. Conscience. So what is the difference between conscience and consciousness? Consciousness is the what you call as compass, magnetic compass, which shows the right direction in your life. A magnetic compass, you know, no? Okay, compass. What does it do? It always points towards the north. So when you are lost somewhere in a forest, you want to see the north pole is seen to the compass. Then this north, then must be east. I have to go here, right? The compass shows a true direction. So is there a compass in you? The compass in you is called conscience. Okay, the conscience in you always tells you if you have made a mistake, it will tell you. Koram, you have made a mistake, you have made a mistake. Even a murderer will have a conscience which pricks. Understand? But again, conscience is what you have, but not what you are.
So
Is it, the answer is clear? Okay.
the guilt feeling is because of the conscience.
Conscience. The conscience always says, no, you should go on a path of dharma, right way. So conscience is actually points to dharma, direction in which we have to move. Whereas I am never changes, never moves, it's always there.
But conscience is nearer to consciousness.
Consciousness, yes, is closer to consciousness.
It shows.
It shows. No, it doesn't show It doesn't show.
Itself.
No. Consciousness, conscience shows the path of which you have to move in life, direction. If you go on wrong path, it says you are going on wrong path. It's a compass. Okay. Now coming to question, what should we pray to God? Okay. Huh? Lot of things. right?
Look, will you call it sometime? No? मुझे माना था कॉल
Okay, so okay, let us come back. Is this question answer interesting, or have to change the track?
Very interesting.
Huh?
What should I ask?